Welcome to trytosettle.com, where you can settle your case in 30 minutes or less for $100 per party. So, how does it work? When you have a legal dispute that you want to resolve, you need a settlement number. You can get to that settlement number using Try to Settle with up to 3 rounds of confidential timed bids of 5 minutes or less. Here's an example. In our first round, our plaintiff bid $100 and the defendant bid $10. There is no settlement number because their bids don't overlap. Let's go on to round 2. In our second round, the plaintiff compromised to $65 and the defendant increased its bid to $40. Again, there is no settlement number because the bids don't overlap. On to the third and final round. In our example, the plaintiff compromised down to $45 and the defendant increased its bid to $50. There is a settlement. The settlement number is the average of the overlapping bids, or $47.50. Please note, the settlement number can never be more than the defendant's bid, nor less than the plaintiff's bid. During the bidding process, each party's bid session is limited to 5 minutes or less, shown to both parties by the countdown clock, but neither party can ever see the other party's bid. Since the session ended in success, the plaintiff will receive this email. And the defendant will receive this email. If the session fails, each party will get an email listing only its respective bids. So, if you're the plaintiff, how do you get the defendant to try to settle? Well, it's easy. You sign in with your email address and choose a password. The Let's Get Started page comes up and explains how the process begins. You'll probably want to read this the first time you use the site, but after you do, just click on the Set Up a New Case button. This process works the same if the defendant initiates Try to Settle. But for this example, we're going to use the plaintiff as the initiator. Next, you create a case, giving the case a name and a short description, provide the defendant's email address, and click that you're the plaintiff. Then click Create. If you're the defendant, just click on the Defendant button. An email is then sent to the defendant asking him or her to try to settle. If the defendant is interested, then the parties arrange a date and a time for their 3-bid session by phone or email. You're almost ready to start the bidding process. The only requirements to start bidding at the agreed-upon date and time are 1. Both parties need to sign in, and 2. Both parties need to pay $100 on the payment page by credit card. After entering the credit card information, click the Continue button at the bottom of the page. Verify that the information is correct, then click Continue. You will then see a payment confirmation screen. Click on the Act on This Case button. Each party will then see a confirmation of payment status. Once both parties have paid, let the bidding begin by clicking the box I'm ready to start bidding, if you are. If you're not ready to proceed, you can always reschedule with the other party and your payment is safe. Keep in mind that credit card information will never be stored on trytosettle.com. You'll need to re-enter that every time you use the site. Once both parties are ready to go, both must click on the button I'm ready to start bidding. You'll have one more opportunity to review the rules and ensure that both parties are ready. If everything's all set, click the Yes, I Understand, Continue button. The plaintiff's countdown clock begins immediately, and the plaintiff now has up to 5 minutes to submit the first bid. Remember, neither party sees the other's bids, but both can see the countdown clock. In our video, the plaintiff bid $100 within the first 30 seconds of the 5-minute bid time. The defendant bid $10, and the plaintiff sees this. The defendant sees only the bid clock, not the plaintiff's bid. Both parties see the words No Overlap. The plaintiff now submits the second bid, bidding $65. In our video, the defendant bid $40. Again, there is no overlap, and the plaintiff sees this. The defendant sees only its bids, and a similar graphic. In the third and final bid, the plaintiff bids $45 and the defendant bids $50. There is overlap. That means there is a settlement number, which is the average of the overlapping bids and is shown in the notice box. Each party gets an email that lists its individual bids and the settlement number. The plaintiff gets this, and the defendant gets this. If none of your 3 bids overlap, you may wish to try again right now or try again at a later time agreed upon by both parties. We hope that you agree that Try to Settle with its unique confidential bid system is a fast, easy, and inexpensive way to get to a settlement number without tipping your hand. Now you can plug the settlement number into your settlement agreement. Thank you for using TryToSettle.com.